Alright, I better be fucking Gucci Poochie now. I'm gonna be fucking pissed. I reset my router and everything. So shall see how it goes. Shall see how it goes. Alright, so yeah, let's go into vector. And in here, what we want to do is we want to have alright, so what we have is we can have a local. Shit! Are you fucking kidding me? God fucking damn it. Is there a way that I can rename this shit? God damn it. Yes. Ooh, there we go. There we go. There we go. So we can have local vector. Are you fucking being dumb again, fucking stream manager? Jesus fucking Christ! I'm gonna lose my shit. Local vector equals dope. I don't think I need the class. Right? Because like all these things are just going to be together. So I think all I need is to say vector right, x right. At the very end, return vector. Right. In here, we could say vector. Well, actually, this is a function. Well, I mean, actually, at the very end, we have vector. God, son of a bitch. Vector detour dot underscore index is equal to vector. Right. We have that at the very end. I think we could also even do vector dot new index equals vector, right? Because I think you can just make it so that it like doesn't do a fucking goddamn thing. All right. I think I want these to do that, right? I mean, I could also even just make it false, right? If I set new index to false, alright, that's basically saying that, hey, don't do a fucking thing, right? I could also do, because I want to do multiply, I want to do add, subtract, multiply, divide. Things like dot product would be really nice. Things like things like dot product would be really nice. That would be good. I am also going to be messing around with some other things off stream in the future, I guess. I also don't know how I can like save a preset or some shit. I don't know. With BTOP. So I'm guessing just the COM wrecks the GPU. It just hogs up the GPU and kills the frame rate. Which sucks. Because it'd be really, really cool to have, you know, like BTOP in the background behind my shit. I could even have like chat doing some cool stuff, you know. There's just like a lot of really cool things that I could be doing. That I can't because I'm watching you. Better not be being a fucking asshole there, dog. Interesting. I think this is a more readable font, honestly. So, we could do vector dot, or we could do function vector other dot, maybe. For instance, function vector dot other, right? Oh, it would be nice if I did a new, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. Local make local make equals require. It is modules dots class. All right. Alright, so here we can say, oh, but I'm not doing it. We just say return self dots x times other dot x plus self dot y times other dot y. Right? And then end. Right? So that's dot product, you know, x dot y. Technically speaking, I mean we could just say vector dot, right? And then A and B. That might be better. Because like the dot product, I feel like it would be better if this is actually dots, and then this is first and, well, I mean, I guess it could be A and then B, right? And then here we can just say A dot B A B, right? We can do that. So then here, what we can do is we can also say something along the lines of what? Function vector add. Because what we want to do is when we want to have add, we also want to have a unary minus and subtract and multiply and divide. But the biggest thing that we want to do is that we have that and then we have other, right? And there's a lot of really cool things you can do with stuff, right? There is a lot of really cool things you can say. So we can say other, and then we can return make vector x is equal to self dot x plus other dot x, and then y is equal to self dot y plus other dot y. Alright. And so we can do that. We can make a vector and we do that, right? So that'll be good. So then what would be next? What is next? What is next? So we have x and y. In the table we have x and y. Okay. Function vector dots unary minus is fine, and then we return make vector x is equal to self dot minus self dot x, y is equal to minus self dot y, and right. Hold on. There we go. So we have those. Self.x, self.y, and, right? So, yeah, we have all those. And then, all that we have to do is we can just say function vector sub other is return plus minus other. Right. That's all you have to do. Right. I mean, this looks super fucking bonkers, right? This looks absolutely fucking ridiculous. It looks dumb as shit. But that's how it's supposed to be. Don't worry. It's fine, because everything else handles it. Right? Because we have a tight coupling here, and we want a tight coupling here. So that is fine. Then what we have is we have a function vector mul or scalar, and here what we have is return make vector x is equal to self dot x times scalar, y is equal to self dot y times scalar. Divide scalar, return self times 1 divided by scalar. Yeah. Yeah, and this literally just works. Alright. It literally won't matter. It really doesn't fucking matter. I'm sure that there's some loss in precision if you do it this way. I don't fucking care, right? I don't care. There's like a lot going on in there, and there's just stuff, right? So it doesn't like really matter. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Now, unfortunately, you can't declare different data types, like primitives. You can't declare primitive types in Lua. You can't even like do a pseudo prim or anything like that, because primitives require direct access to memory layout and like the actual bit field itself. Right. So there are some things that I do want to like think about when I write tungsten. So yeah. Let's just do that just in case. I'm pretty sure that it's fine, but I want to be a little bit verbose. 1.0 divided by scalar, so I don't have to deal with fucking integers and shit like that. I don't think Lua actually has integers. I think they're all floats. So that also means you can do a lot of really crazy shit with it. Kind of like in GLSL, you can do a lot of really, really crazy shit with GLSL. But yeah, we have dot product, add, subtract, multiply, divide. I'm pretty sure that's all that you really need for vectors. We have the inability to add new things to it, and its type, right? So we have that. Yeah, and that should be fine, right? So we can no longer add new fields. This is, in essence, a global. Alright, so that's fine. We have all that. Cool. Let's see. No, right. Clear. Quick. So here, what we have is something that doesn't really matter. So what is it? Like B, right? So buffer. Delete buffer. There we go. Cool. So local. Oh shit, new. I don't want new. I want input. All right. I want this also to be make. Right. We can do vector require. Modules dot is that yeah. So it is very similar to like headers and the include pragma, or the include directive, I should say, with like C++ and stuff. In the sense that, like, yeah, we have these. So what we can do is we can also say that a position is a type of vector. Right. So we can build subclasses because we can make index self or that. Alright. Because if we want it to be like, because if we want to have the inheritance, the way that it works is that, you know, you say, hey, check, like, first check yourself. Okay, cool. Then check the class. Okay, then check its parent. Right? So when we declare that, if we want to have that kind of thing, the way we handle that is that we say position is of type vector. Right? Position is of type position and of type vector. Position first, because it's the child class, then vector later. Right? So if we want to say local position is equal to that, and then position underscore index is equal to position or vector, right? We can just do that. Yeah. This way, not only that, but we can also say position dot new index is equal to false. Right? So I think that works. Well, I mean, I mean, I think... I don't think I need that. Alright. I don't think I need that. Well, I mean, I can take a look at it and just be all like, hey, well, actually... It's fine. Alright, so I could just say within day 5. In day 5. Yeah, I can say I have the module. Right. Well, I mean, what I can do is I can just ask it, hey, I have this idea. Right. My assumption is as follows. Is this correct? My assumption is as follows. Right. Hello. Hi. Hello. How's it going? How are you doing? Sorry I passed out during your stream last night. You like went to take a leak and I was out cold. I'm sorry. Like he switched over to programming, went to the bathroom, and I was out cold, dude. I was way past the fuck out. Yeah. I have dot index is equal to vector. And can you hear me all right? Am I hearable? Am I heard? Can you hear me? Okay, cool. Yeah, I saw that when I woke up. When I woke up, it was just like, yeah. When I woke up, I just saw the chat and Philip was in there. So yeah. Alright. My net came back. Good. I am having kind of some iffy net hiccups, but I reset the router and stuff, so we should be alright. Vector has an empty new index. Yeah, doing a lot of stuff in Lua. Lua's great. I love Lua. Lua and Love2D is kind of incredible. I'm still kind of learning, like all the ins and outs of, kind of like all the ins and outs of stuff. So because like I'm still like learning all the ins and outs of Lua and Love2D, stuff like that. I forgot how awesome Lua was. The last time I messed with Lua was when I was doing a computer craft challenge in Minecraft. And there, the computer craft challenge is that Minecraft has a is equal to args or empty. Set meta table or is position. Set to position directly, so when you access a key on the instance, Lua checks the instance first, then checks position in meta table, since position looks in position and never looks in vector meta table. Right, I need... Wait, but, wouldn't... I have... Might have posted in server, I am in that. Alright. Well, thank you. Wouldn't that say check position first, if not there, check vector. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see if other people pop in. Saw my viewer count go up and then down and then up and then down and then up and then down. God fuck damn it. I wonder if it's a daytime thing. My internet looking like shit. Scalp it. Get some help. Okay. My latency is looking pretty good. So I don't know what the fuck is going on there. Alright, I guess I'll just keep an eye on it. Because position itself has no meta table. To play, discard, and send cards to the grave. Awesome. To look at the deck, which is currently off screen. That's fucking cool. That's awesome. Yeah, if I don't pass out again, then I would be super stoked to see what you got going on. That sounds super exciting. I know, the inflection in my voice is riveting. I sound so enthralled and so interested in what is going on with your projects. Please tell me more. uh, but I am genuinely excited for you. It sounds like you're making a lot of really good progress. So, but not a meta table containing index. But if I make, hold on, is my fucking, all right, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Self class index equals function self class args return function args such that args instance class. Do I want to set a meta table such that, but I want to maybe time to do card creation for a while before unfix was annoying. I'm sure there was a better way. I mean, yeah. The biggest thing to keep in mind is that the best solution is whatever solution works, right? There is no such thing as a single best solution. So whatever is readable and makes sense to you is the best solution, because that is the solution that works, that is most readable and most, you know, doable for you. That's also kind of why, like here, you know, like I was saying earlier that like I'm kind of doing a roguelike or a roguelike IRL, right? Because like these kinds of because like here, like I'm doing, okay, so for example, right, I'm doing a lot of work ahead of time instead of trying to make instead of like trying to actually just sit down and make Pong. I'm making little modules. I'm making little bits and pieces for myself, so that tomorrow, when I try to make Pong again, I only have to take the pieces and stick them together to make Pong, right? Because I've already tried to make Pong before, and I can actually show you, right? Because I can go into here, and I can do exit, and I can do clear, and then I can do CD. Day 1, I think. Because I think I can do love. Right. So here, like, I have kind of a Pong, but like I can go off the edges, you know, and you have one player controlling both of them at the same time. Right. So like this is what I had in the first. Are you actually reconnected? Yeah, it's still very much being an asshole. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's very hitchy right now. It might be a time of day thing. It seems like Spectrum is pretty, at least in my area, Spectrum is pretty sensitive to congestion. So, yeah. Come on, come back up. Come back up. No, no 3800. No 3800 kilobits. We want 50. We want 5K. We want 5 megabits. Come on. It's not that hard. 5100. 5100. Come on. 41 to 5100. Come on. Going once. Going twice. It's gone. Come on. Come on, Wi-Fi. Come on, internet. Come on. Come on. Come on, buddy. I know. I believe in you. I believe in you. Alright. That should be somewhat better. Alright, so, yeah. So then the main thing is that I want to... My sound alerts are offline. Am I back now? Is my internet gonna behave? God fucking damn it. Yeah, I mean, also, do keep in mind, I am streaming at 10 frames per second. So, everything is gonna look like shit. You know, 480p at 10 frames per second, so... Alright. So here is a bit of an issue, right? So clear CD. But yeah, I mean, I have a full readout of sessions, right? Like I have a full readout of like literally everything, because I have a second monitor. I have a second screen, so I have like the current like I have my current like everything. Like I have this on my second screen and it's like showing me, yeah, like all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I have like and all the way down at the bottom is the current network system. Yeah, I have a very fancy setup for monitoring my shit. Yeah. So yeah, I will know that things are going wrong before you guys do. Technically speaking. Yeah. Which is very nice. It is very nice. I have access to a lot of monitoring tools, including like what path my packets are taking from here to any other server, to any other computer, to any other network, to all kinds of shit. Yeah, so I can do I do have access to quite a bit of really cool tools. Because I am extra hacksaws like that. So how should I set up the class module? Within as needed. Handles spawning new instances. But yeah, how are you doing today? How you doing? How's it going? How you been? I'm also out of coffee. I should go get coffee. Yeah. Work sucks. But hey, I mean, I'm just happy that you have a job, because being unemployed sucks more. Unemployment is worse than working. Yeah. So but that's not what I want. Oh my fucking god, dude. Bro. That is not what I fucking want. I'm going to see if you can convince your boss to change you to on-site IT. So many problems can be solved if we had a dedicated on-site IT person. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it depends on, what, like, I guess it depends on what certifications you have and what kind of certifications are required. You know, and also, like, hours and shit. And it depends on what kind of job you have, right? Like, what your workplace is like. Because there was, like, no way in hell that I would have been able to do on-site IT for, like, my jobs. Because I was working at a gas station. And there's, like, a lot of much more complicated shit going on there that, you know, like, it's, yeah. I would end up still having to do, like, an overnight shift and shit like that. So, You know, it just kind of depends. Like, I hope that you can. Ooh, if they do, then that would be nice. I wish you luck. That'd be awesome. Let me declare the instructor simply create instances, right? I want to know is how do I make sure I can manage inheritance properly. Swear to fucking God, this fights me much more. Oh, but AI is the AI is the future. It's getting so much better and better and better every day. Get fucked. But I don't want to. No. I want it to be done the way that it is. Okay, so I can do that. Yeah, I just want to basically be able to just say, hey, do a fucking thing. Do the shit. Right? Yeah, no shit. Yes. Via positions, metatable index. So, fucking, okay. Okay, getting real fucking pissed. Literally asking me questions that I already told it. I already gave it the fucking answers to. So, regular field ignored. When set on the metatable, not as a regular field. Real meta method. So, local position. Position equals index equals vector. Okay. Gotcha. New index. Gotcha. Okay. TKV. Okay. Cool. Thank you. So I do need to explicitly set the meta table. Which means... Okay. Fuck. So having these don't actually work. All right. So what I want is I need to rework the entirety of the vector class. I mean, do I want to set the meta table equal to this? But doesn't setting the meta table equal to the class do the thing? Wait, but wouldn't setting it to wouldn't setting the meta table equal to itself? You need to fix the stats. Oh, yeah. Yeah, using symbols. That's always a good thing to do. Ow. Ugh. Build the... Yeah, it's just, I set that. I make it stay equal x if then give it symbol. Possibly. I mean, we could explore what kind of options you have for that. Yeah, I mean, we can explore we can explore options for that. Because there's like a bunch of different ways that you can handle it. Yeah. I mean, possibly. I mean, it depends on what stats you want to connect symbols and shit. Alright. And like how you want to connect them to symbols. All right. AI just might be fucking dog shit at Lua. Right? What in the fuck? Nani? Nando. Fucking qu'est-ce que c'est? Am I unable to do fucking Japanese? If I can do Japanese in this font, then I'd be fucking stoked. Its own metatable phone is apparent. Yeah. Uh-huh. Why is my AI thinking in Chinese? Hey, Orc, how's it going? You know... It really has. I don't know. Because that ain't Japanese. If it was Japanese, I'd be more excited. But okay. At least it's internal. I don't know. It's a sleeper agent. Maybe it's a sleeper agent. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I don't know. I just want it to tell me how to Lua. That's it. I just want it to tell me how to Lua. Yeah. Vector find its own methods, yeah. Local vector equals dot. Da 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 da. But that's not. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna say. I have no idea. I have no idea if it's using DeepSeek. I got Lobster Lang. It has a built-in collision in OpenGL. Interesting. I'll have to take a look at it. Yeah, I don't think it's using DeepSeek as the base. I have no idea, to be honest. I mean, it might, because that was definitely Chinese. I could also change it to a different model or something. Down to see, or even scripting. Interesting. I mean, I've also been thinking about maybe looking into. I don't like Rust though. Rust pisses me off. I don't like languages that don't let me have properties and operator overloads. I like properties and operator overloads. And like Rust isn't even all that hard. It's just I don't like how it handles memory. I don't like its memory management philosophy. Right? I think it's very neat. It's very elegant. Like it's very neat how it handles memory. But I don't think just being neat doesn't like do it for me. Right? That's one of the reasons why I like C++. Have an asteroids example. Yeah, I mean, I might. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't like... I'm also not a huge fan of, like, Rust syntax either. And, like, a lot of other things. Like, that's why, like, I was looking into Odin. But Odin doesn't allow for operator overloads. It doesn't have, like, a lot of features that I really enjoy. Right? I understand, like, I don't understand what the whole hate for operator overloading is, right? Because operator overloads tells you it's a very declarative way of programming, right? You hide away a bunch of things. So you can just say, hey, like, I don't want to have, like, I want to be able to say, hey, vector A plus vector B, because that's a thing that is defined in mathematics and I want to be able to use that. And if I don't have access to operator overloads, it makes it really fucking clunky to deal with vectors and other shit. And in the video games, you deal with vectors. Everything's a goddamn vector. Right? Like, vectors and matrices are very well behaved and well declared, and there is a lot of mathematics and things out there that define how they operate, and not being able to match that in my code is absolute agony. Okay, so I guess set meta table. Should be that. I'm guessing meta table. Right. So equals function t kv because I don't want vectors to have new stuff, right? I don't want to do that. What I want is not that. Right? Because I don't want to accidentally add in a z or anything like that. I just want it to be x, y, and be done. So the vector new index is that, and then I just have set metatable vector vector. I just set the metatable to itself. So bip bam boom, Bob's your uncle. It sets its own shit. That should be fine. Should is the operative word. And then set metatable position vector. And then index is equal to position. Right? This should work. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Made a mistake of buying blueberries last time. Ooh. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Having bad fruit sucks ass. Okay, so let's see here. Hopefully. I mean, I guess we'll just go for it, I guess. I don't know. So pause is equal to make position I try making them into a jam or jelly? Yeah, I mean you could. I mean you'll have to get on that fast though, like with a quickness. So we can do x equals there we go. Okay. Hello. Oh. Helps if I do that. Love dot window dot safe get safe area. Oh, it helps if I do x, y, width, height is equal to h on 2 oh, fucking right, because there's no visibility in Lua. Lua doesn't have visibility. Yeah. Lua does not have visibility. And it can also have multiple returns. So, yeah. Yeah, no, there's a lot of Lua is a language. Lua is a language. Yeah, because it could have position, velocity. Velocity is a vector. You know, I can do all that stuff. Or I could just say, you know, get rid of all that shit. And instead of position, just make it vector, right? I just hope that it all works properly. I mean, we'll find out. If it fucking breaks shit, then... Well, I have position. I want... size to also be a make vector. X is equal to 20. Y is equal to player dot position dot y times 2 divided by 3. All right. Origin is equal to a make vector. So what I can do is I can say, just for shits and giggles, I can say CD into day 5, love, do stuff, and a nil value. In line 6. Pause, make vector. In function required. attempt to call a nil value. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this is do I seriously not fucking save it? Okay, that didn't fix it. If that fixed it, I would have been fucking livid. Make vector. I mean, I could make it call. I can change it to call. Because if I change it to call, I think if I change it to call, it'll be a lot easier, right? I mean, it's like a curried. It's a curried function at this point. Attempt to call local make a table value. But it fucking should. Yeah, Oric, what do you think of trading card games? Oh. I think I know what I need to do. Okay, local. Class MT return here in the value. Attempted to index global player and nil value. Okay. Nani? Non do. Pourquoi? ¿Por qué? No. Non do. Qu'est-ce que c'est? In function require? In function handler. Main.lua15 attempted to index. No, non do. Fucking what? Fuck the what? Okay. So the okay. Fix their starting focus. What do you mean, like the first card that's in focus, I guess? But the fuck the what? Player.pause is equal to make vector, and then x is equal to. It normally base focuses on the deck. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So the position is going to be, well, I mean, I guess local height, right? Height is equal to love.window get safe area return run return h on 2 with the sugandis. Player dot size Fuck. It's getting late. Getting kind of far. I mean, I'm sure tomorrow my next session is going to be debugging and retooling the modules. And then I just put all these modules together and it's fun. Because I need to set the meta table to be the class. Okay. Ha ha ha! Aha! Dangly parts. Okay. So. Um. I'm losing packets all over the fucking place. What the hell? What is going on at hop 5? What's hop 5? That's... later. Closer to Google. Okay. Alright. Hanging back. Should be back now. A lot of bad internet stuff. That's really frustrating. Probably not going to be streaming for too terribly much longer. So here it should be oh my fucking god, dude. Should still work. Yep. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah. And the main reason why I want this syntax is because it's not currying. It makes it a little bit more clear as to what's going on, right? I could also like rename it class or whatever, right? I could rename it however the hell it is that I want. But I want it to be this way, just because it feels more like a templatization. It feels closer to templatization. You know, generics and stuff like that. So, because like if I were to templatize, then I could say like make class, right? We do something like that. That's not like a thing that exists. Like that syntax isn't a thing that exists in Lua. So I could just override the I can just override the these guys, the square brackets, right? So class size origin, so we could have local opponent dot make vector. I mean, to be honest, alright, I could just yank and just paste, right? Because here, what I can do is I can just say opponent. Right. I can do that. Because here, right. What do you mean unused? I'm doing. Fuck it, whatever. Well, actually, I could just say make vector. Y. Dot x. Right. Player dots size dot x, player dot size dot y. Make vector here. I can say 1, right? So I could do all that. And then I can do local ball is equal to that, and then I can say make vector well, actually, in here I can do function Because in here, what I want to do is I want to have, say, x, y, w, h is equal to love.window dot get safe area, and then return. Here we could do x is equal to width divided by 2, y is equal to h divided by 2. Right? We do that. Right. So this whole thing here will completely and utterly just handle everything properly, right? This will be fine. Available is 19%. That's not good. Don't like how much RAM is being used. Because the less RAM I have, more likely my network is going to drop. Just fucking incredible. Okay. Make vector maybe 300. Okay. Now I need P. Should probably do that. I need to pee and get some more coffee. Uh, cool. So. Mm-hmm. So. Well, excuse you. I don't really know. How well all these things are gonna go? Right. Because I want it. Top 2. You done being an asshole? No. Thank you. Jackass. Alright. So we have these. Okay. So we have ball. Now, local score. Now, here's the thing, right? I mean, we might not even need that, right? Because score could literally just be that, right? So, right. Because we want to have an observer pattern. Did we have input? We could have draw, and we can have update. Now, draw and update are going to be pretty important. And we can define those within, right? Just like how we did in just like how we did here in input, in the input module. We can have love.key pressed, love.key released, right? We can have these set. And not just that. Okay, so yeah, okay. So just like we have in here, we have because we don't need any yeah, this isn't gonna work. Because what we need to do is we need to say unit action unit, right? Set the meta table. Yeah. Wait. No. Incorrect. We don't need that. We do need that though. Because the class is just going to handle that for us, right? Because we don't need to set the meta table for the action unit, because this is the meta table, right? So that is proper. Now, the main thing that we want to change, however, is so we have the input and we want, okay, so class should be completely done because we have the meta table, we have the local meta table, and that handles all the underscores. We have the class, which does fucking fuck all. It holds no data. And we set the meta table, right? There is a little bit of some oddities, I feel like, because we are putting some data into the meta table or some shit. I don't know. I'm almost certain that there's some malformed bullshit here, right? But it's accepting it, so I don't really care. Right, because we are able to set these just fine. It's not throwing any errors. If there were some issues with this, it would be throwing errors, and it's not, so it's fine. Then we have the score, so what we need to do is have in modules have a update draw.lua. AI evaluate the same move differently, like so they know the more optimal play they can make. Oof. So the Markov chains. Your answer is Markov chains, basically. I mean, like your answer is an A star. Oh fuck! Is it an A star? Is it an A star traversal amongst the Markov chain? Maybe. I know I just said a bunch of words that made absolutely no goddamn sense to you. I'm mostly just kind of thinking of conceptually what the solution is, and then I can explain what each individual part is. So my initial response would be an A star traversal of a Markov chain. A star traversal is a depth first search algorithm with a depth first search algorithm that has a naive optimizer. Depth first search is you have a series of nodes that are all connected in a graph. And I'm saying graph theory graph, not necessarily an XY plot. High school geometry or algebra graph. And so a graph is just a collection of nodes bound by edges. So the A-star algorithm is as such. You have a target. You have a start and you have a target. You go to the next closest. You go to the next closest node of you basically start at the goal. Shit, that won't work. I mean, you could do a min-max, alpha pruning, min-max. So basically you have a logic tree, right? You have a given your hand, what is the most optimal path of the cards in your hand? Given your hand, given the field. And then you effectively evaluate the logic tree there. Yeah, that. So it depends on how smart you want your CPU to be, right? It depends on how smart you want your NPCs to be. Your computer opponents. I would look at chess algorithms. I would look at chess bots and how they are implemented and the logic behind those. Because those are going to be what largely drives how you approach the AI for your card game, right? Because the thing about a card game is that you have an explosive logic tree. You have an exponential logic tree. And there is no way in hell that you are ever going to be able to analytically decide for any given board state and any given hand what the most optimal play is, right? Just because mathematically speaking that does exist does not mean that you're ever going to do that in code, right? This is not tic-tac-toe. This is Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So a lot of it is going to be, at least early on, a lot of the early game AI and a lot of the AI implementation that you start off with is going to be very naive and very direct. You are going to have, NPCs that say, "Oh, I only ever play the monster with the highest attack," and that's literally what they do. Bar none, end of discussion. They only look at, sort hand by attack value. Take sorted hand 1, play to field, right? And then attack from largest attack to lowest attack, right? That is something that's very, very easy. And then if you want to start building up on more and more complex logic, you end up driving the enemy AI through with a state machine. State machines are awesome, right? And yeah, so the state machine will effectively govern what logic tree to build from, and that can be a Markov chain. And what a Markov chain actually is a set of is a collection of nodes bound together by weighted edges. And these edges may have various conditions or other situations. They are graphs that describe a decision web rather than a strict tree. So you end up moving from node to node depending on the conditions. So you would effectively build a very rapidly evaluating state machine within your state machine. So you have, the first thing to check is like how many cards you have in your hand or what cards you have in your hand. Given that information, you set your edges, your outgoing edges, and then it picks whichever one of those is the optimal, right? You can basically add points to each edge, and then you either have a threshold or a... Oh no, you're fine. So basically what I was getting at was you would effectively make your enemy AI, your NPCs, you'd have the decision tree be a decision web. So it would be effectively a rapidly autonomously evaluating state machine. So you'd have your starting node, your starting state, right? Your starting node. And I'm changing it from node, from state into node because it's a little bit more accurate. And you'd be traversing this web of nodes, which would effectively be a state machine without an entry point or an exit point. Right? It has just a one evaluator on what the next option is. And then it should be fine. I mean, I don't see any dips. I haven't lost any new frames, I don't think. My network is fine. I mean, it is low quality, low FPS. Ah. Well then. Also, I should do that as well. So I can see if my volume is good or not. Because it's back down to dog shit. What the fuck? There. How about that? Now you can probably hear me. Way better. Might actually end up clipping. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, so, now it's loud. Maybe there? I don't know. I'm still, fucking around with my audio setting bullshit, but anyway. So, your decision tree should be a decision web. You'd effectively make a state machine that instead of states, you have nodes. There is no entry point, there's no exit point. There's no entry function, no exit function. There is just an evaluate function within each of the states. These are no longer states, they become nodes. Each node has a set of edges with conditions on them. Right? More accurately, with a set of weights on them. What ends up happening is when you have your evaluation, you would assign points to each of the edges based off of each of those edges' conditions. Depending on the cards on the field, the cards in your hand. Then you'd pick whichever edge has the highest number of points, and then you would move to that edge. You'd move through that edge to that node. You'd continue this until you have an exit, until you enter the exit node that you then pass the cards through. You would also end up, in essence, you would also end up passing your hand, or like the cards on the field, or the potential actions that you can perform through this decision web. And you'd be pruning, and you would effectively be pruning each possible action each way. And you continue this until you only have one action left, which is either play a card or activate a card, or whatever your list of actions can be. Right? So I think the full concept, like that is like the high level concept, conceptual aspect of it. I think the actual implementation may be a little bit different than that. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, my network is rock solid. I don't think I've dropped any more frames. So yeah. No. I mean, you could close the app and relaunch it. Yeah. I can tonight, if I don't pass out on you again. I can go over it again. Because, like, it is, like, it's kind of hard to reason through logically. It's a very difficult task to accomplish efficiently. Right? Like, there's a reason why there are chess bot, competitions and things like that. It is a very, very difficult task to accomplish, right? It is not fucking easy. So, yeah. But, let's go back to this. So, one of the things that I want to do is because I could do what exactly? So I could do draw and I could do draw.lua, draw.lua and update.lua. Oh, hello. What? Who? Ah. Something happened. Eyes on a face. Thank you for the follow. Oh, wow. Okay. Sweet. Clear out all my notifications. Alright. Eyes on a face. Sweet. So, yeah. Alright, yeah. Glad to see you pop in. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good day at work. Don't kill anyone. Or at least don't get caught. Don't get caught killing anyone. Alright, so here we go. So we have class, we have that. So I guess what we can do is we can say modules. In modules we can do draw.lua. And here what we can do is, because like the main thing that we want to do, right? Because it's going to be a lot like input, right? So we're going to have a local input, local make. So we can have a local make is equal to require modules dot class, right? And then in here, what we're going to do is we're going to have local draw is equal to that, return draw, alright. And let's see here. So the main thing is that we're going to say love function love.draw and so in here, before here, we can say set meta table draw, right? What do you mean, undefined global set meta table? The fuck you mean? Nani? Nandeyo? Nani? I probably fucking said it wrong or some shit. I guess I could our meta draw, right? So I could do a local meta draw is equal to that. I think that's more idiomatic, right? Because then what we do is we set all the underscore stuff there, and then that'll fix all the other stuff, right? That'll make it a lot more idiomatic, etc., etc., etc. Do all the things that we actually want to do, so that it behaves properly. I don't think it matters, not particularly. But like these are things that, you know, may or may not matter. Separating them makes it a little bit easier to manage. So draw dots listeners is equal to an empty table. That's going to be an array. Meta draw dot underscore well function meta draw underscore call. I don't think we need to do anything else, right? So in here we could do for listener callback in pairs self dots listeners do callback listen. Yeah. Right. And the reason why we do it this way is because what we can do is we can say draw at index, because what we effectively want to do, say draw at index player is equal to function, right? And then, you know, do, you know, draw stuff. This is what we want to do, right? Yeah, these are the things that we want to do, right? So, we have a metadraw call. We have function metadraw call function. We have draw.listeners. We have metadraw call. Right? Draw right. Okay, cool. Yeah, because this isn't a class, right? So, like, we want to set special things for, like, the indexing and stuff. I know for a fact that I'm not quite getting object-oriented programming with Lua properly. Right? That is not a thing that's happening. It is fucked 6 ways to Sunday, and I'm not doing it right. So, we have call, we want function meta draw at new index. Listener callback. Self dots listeners. Yeah, self-dot listeners, listener equal callback. And the call just says, hey, call literally everyone that's listening. That should be fine, right? Yeah. Index. Callback. And then call. I see nothing wrong with this. Meta draw. Is equal to draw. Now what? Should be correct. I guess I don't need that. Because I don't think I need to create anything new. I just need to loop over everything that, exists in there. Because it is apparent, right? This is an event that happens as you call through, as you comb through all of them. You do the thing with the doobly doo with the doobly doo. Right. The reason why input is more complicated is because you must have the action units and you have action units and a bunch of other shit like that, and you're like creating new action units and a bunch of other shit, right? That's why that one is more complicated. Yeah. Right? So we want the player draw. Okay. So, yeah, we have that. And then we can say draw at player to function, and then it is love dot graphics dot print I am a player. This should be fine. It's probably gonna break. If this works first try, I'm gonna shit myself. It worked first try. I guess I gotta shit myself. All right, cool. God, fucking fuck me, I guess. I guess it's time to shit myself. So that's good. Then it is update.lua. Updates. Meta update. Call. Here it is DT. Callback. Listener. DT. Right. I mean, could do that. I could have them all return shit that does shit. But I don't think I'm gonna do that. Cause that seems like a fucking colossal pain in the ass. Right. Because it just makes more sense to have it just straight up be a function. Right. So yeah. Because here, you also say like self, right? Because you do, right? Drop where. Yeah, I don't know how to do find and replace. Love dots update, and in here you have DT, and then in here you have update, and in here you have DT, and then you have yeah, and then all this is fine. Right, like this is literally all the same shit. Because it's literally just a collection of listeners, a way to call upon every single listener, and all that shit, right? So, yeah. So, I don't know if I want to necessarily do that, right? Well, I mean, because there might be, because there's probably some other things that, like if I'm doing things with like multiple objects, having the scope of the objects is very important. Because then I could also say draw player equals player.draw, right? Like that's a perfectly pragmatic way of doing things. So like it's fine if I do it that way, right? Because you know I could do love dot right, because here I could say oh fuck, I don't know how to do like those are long strings. I don't know. Right, because I can do that. Yeah, player pause y equals 300. Yeah. Although I think, like, I have a lot of this stuff already in. I already know that everything else works. I think I'm gonna be done. I want to be done. I'm gonna get overwhelmed. I lasted a lot longer. I lasted a lot longer today than I have been, so I'm pretty proud of myself. Aside from all the agonizing frustrations with my, you know, Wi-Fi and network and all that stuff, I actually did quite a bit. Pretty proud of myself. So I will be thinking about what other things that I could be doing. Might be interesting to take a look at some of the other kinds of like readouts and stuff that I could put up, right? Maybe doing B-top and stuff, cause I know that some of you guys like seeing that stuff without it being all small. I know I do. that's why I keep it up. But yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna be done now. I'm out of spoons, so I'm gonna go take care of that and be done. So bye.